Welcome to the Insomnia Project. Sit back, relax, and listen as we have a calm conversation that's meant to help you drift on off and hopefully find your way to sleep. I'm your host, Marco Timpano.
I'm Amanda Barker, and if you're listening in bed, it's safe to close your eyes now.
Awesome. Amanda, we have a few things we were going to talk about today, but I recently went to the opera.
Oh, so the opera is something that I really don't know much about the opera. I could use an education about the opera, but I'd like to say I have a curiosity about the opera. So I have so many questions.
So I've made it sort of my goal to go see the classic operas that everyone sort of refers to, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a new goal that I've made because I realized we have a lovely opera here, the COC, the Canadian Opera Company, not far from, where we live.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, we have this space. I want to go see it. I want to go use it. So they had a student show.
Mm-hmm.
It was a matinee on Friday, the first they ever did, for the Barber of Seville by Gioacchino Rossini.
So the only thing I know of the Barber of Seville, that's Figaro, right?
Right.
I don't know what Figaro is, but I just know when you're a kid, you see cartoons,
Mm-hmm.
I think Looney Tunes,
Yes.
right? And they would reference it a lot. So can you tell me, what is the Barber of Seville about?
It's actually, I knew nothing about it other than what you're referring to, the Bugs Bunny. He's massaging Elmer Fudd's head.
Well, that's a deeper cut.
That's a deeper cut, right?
But no, I didn't like Looney Tunes
Okay.
as a kid, so I saw it in passing.
So, okay, so anyways, that's the famous sort of cartoon image of Bugs Bunny as a barber working on Elmer
I see,
Fudd,
because
right?
he's a barber.
Right.
Okay.
Now, the barber is named Figaro.
Oh, okay.
And it's a comedy, Amanda. I didn't really know what it was about, to be honest with you.
Looney Tunes was making fun of it, so you just assume it itself is not a comedy.
Right. I thought it was like a tragic opera, or I really didn't have any thoughts on it, but it is a comedy, and they staged it really well at the Canadian Opera Company.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, they made it had some Cirque qualities to it. There was
really?
some clown. Yeah, there was a moment where one of the servants is hanging off the chandelier.
Uh-huh.
It has nothing to do with the story itself, but it was just a comedic moment. And there was just comedic moments that they executed very well in this particular opera.
So, wait, they were hanging off the chandelier like over the audience?
No, there was a chandelier above the main house where they were doing the opera.
Oh, okay.
And it was it's the rich man's, the doctor's house.
Okay.
And so they were setting it up, and I don't know, he was lighting the chandelier and then slipped and was holding on.
How many people would be in a cast for an opera? I feel like it's a big undertaking.
Well, yeah, I mean, this one here has about 5 to 6 main characters, or let's say 3 main characters,
Mm-hmm.
or 4 main characters, and then maybe another 3 or 4 supporting characters.
Mm-hmm.
Then the rest are just filling in the ambiance of it. You had this woman who had a black dress. I guess she's a widow in the back with, the head things that are very Spanish looking, that go high up.
Yeah, they go high, and then there's like lace over them.
She was dressed
I don't
in
know
that.
what that's called.
I don't know either, but she was dressed in that in black.
Head lace thing.
Head lace thing. So she had the head lace thing, and she was a background character, and they're interested in like the servant who was the clown, who there was like 3 of them, and one was swinging off the chandelier, things like that. They don't have, arias or anything, but they're
Wait, what's an aria?
like they don't have any big song that they're singing.
Oh, is that what an aria is?
I think so. Once again, I'm learning opera as I go. So regardless, it was great fun. We went to the student performance, so they cut it down, Amanda, from 3 hours to 2.
Wait, okay, so here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Did they are they normally doing a 3-hour night, but then for the student one, they did what we would call in my world, the casino version?
They did the casino version.
So to explain, listen, if this is the very first Insomnia Project you're listening to, then you should probably know that Marco and I are both actors and podcasters and many other. We wear many hats on any given day, but we're both actors. And so we have both done shows and tours. And when you do, I've done some long form tours. And so it would be a 2-hour show, but at a casino, they never really want you to have an intermission, usually.
Right.
They want it to be maybe a free event for people who have played so much or whatever. So it's a different type of audience, and it's generally speaking an audience that doesn't have the same level of attention span as, a sit-down traditional theater. So you saw so they had two versions. They had the sit-down traditional opera,
3 hours, yes,
and then the casino version for you and a bunch of 11th grade students.
Right. They have the student version that myself and my friend of the show, Trevor Martin, went to.
Mm-hmm.
We really, really enjoyed it.
I love it. Boys' day out.
Yeah, and I was like, and we caught like the penultimate showing of the opera.
That's the second to last?
Second to last, yeah.
I'm learning a lot today.
So let me give you some bite-size points about the opera itself. Of
the Barber of Seville.
So it premiered in 1816 in Rome and was composed by Gioacchino Rossini, and it was not well received on the opening.
No.
People were booing. People didn't enjoy it. He went to bed. He's like, he just wanted to sleep through the next performances. But the second performance
the composer did?
The composer, Rossini. Because he was there at the opening. It got booed. It was not enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
The next night, thunderous applause. People were enjoying it. They raced out on the streets and started cheering for him under his balcony.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was based...
Imagine, it's so amazing to imagine a world that was not that long ago in the history of humankind.
Sure.
Really not that long.
120 years ago. 110 years ago.
Recently, actually, in the history of things, where people, there were no phones, and people would be that engaged in an opera's opening, in an opera's demise,
sure,
in an opera's continuation, that they would go and they would know where Buddy lived.
Yeah.
And they would go,
Rossini.
Yeah.
Gioacchino, if you knew him by first name.
Yeah, Joe.
Let's
go to
lives.
Joe's house and cheer on his balcony.
So it was based on a play by Pierre Beaumarchais.
Okay,
Beaumarchais,
so
French dude. And it's part of a trilogy that includes The Marriage of Figaro, which was also made into an opera, but I think that was done by Mozart.
Okay, important question.
Yes.
Tell me about Figaro.
So Figaro is the barber.
Okay.
And
Figaro.
Yeah, Figaro, yeah.
Figaro.
In Italian, it's Figaro, right?
Sure.
And he is one of the main characters. And what I didn't know, which was a grand surprise to me, is that song, Figaro qui, Figaro là, that song, is the first thing that they sing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, what a way to open it up with that song that has a lot of impact and that you've heard all your life, at least I have, as a kid.
And I wonder how it ended up in Looney Tunes. Someone had a record, probably, and that's the first hit on the record.
I think it's also because it's public domain. You can use the song.
Oh.
So Looney Tunes is like, okay, free song, and everybody knows, that part. And so they use that part. Or not everybody knows, but it was probably very dramatic enough for them to use. So it's a comic opera, or an opera buffa, as they say in Italian. And it has schemes, disguises, rapid-fire humor, and Figaro's the barber, and he's the helper. He's the know-it-all in the community. Everybody likes him, and he helps people.
He's like Tevye on Fiddler on the Roof.
Kind of.
Like the all-seer, all-knower, all-helper person.
Yeah. So the Count is in love with Rosina.
Okay.
And Rosina lives with the doctor, who is her caretaker. And the doctor wants to marry her for the inheritance.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
Listen, it was a long time ago.
And the Count
Even though I just said it was recently, it was also a long time ago.
The Count doesn't want Rosina to know he's a count.
Oh.
So
why?
Because he doesn't want her to fall in love with him for his money and his title.
Okay.
So Figaro says, you're going to sing under her balcony as... Lorindo, I think is the name that he went by. I can't think.
And she's going to fall in love with Lorindo.
Yeah.
And then you're like, psych, it's me.
He sings under her balcony. She falls in love with him. It's a lovely moment. And it's a funny moment, too. And then...
Why is it funny?
Just the way they staged it for her to come out or whatever. They did a really lovely job. It had more humor than I thought it would have. And this was after you and I had seen a very dramatic opera, which was Nabucco, which isn't, let's say, a family-friendly first opera experience. This one here is definitely...
It was heavy, and there was a lot of opera in that opera.
This one I could actually understand a lot of the words, because I find it hard to understand operas, like the Italian in it, because it's either old style or they're singing it and I don't catch all the words. In fact, this one here, I would understand much of it.
I have to say, the amount of enthusiasm you have post Barber of Seville, Canadian Opera Company,
Yeah.
is very exciting to me, because it feels like this is a new hobby, maybe. You being an opera, but you've always liked opera, right?
I don't know if I've always liked opera, but,
Because to me, opera's a hard sell. And I even sang. I don't know that I really sang opera, but I certainly trained in some opera adjacent styles when I was younger, and I had teachers that sang opera. So that's me. And I was like, it's actually what turned me off voice, because I was like, if I'm going to have a career in voice, I don't really think I want to be an opera star. Like, I was really like, that's not for me.
I don't love musicals. That's not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw a bunch of musicals not that long ago, and I enjoyed them, but musicals aren't my thing. And I feel like operas are the precursor to the musicals we know today.
That's very fair.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm like, kind of like, I guess I'm going back to basics or back to the original, and I'm enjoying the OG, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I just wanted to make it a thing to do. I don't know, it's just kind of like something fun to do.
I mean,
a project, let's say.
And they had very affordable tickets.
It was great. So Lorindo,
right?
Which
back
is
to Lorindo and Rosina.
So Don Bartolo is the doctor who's holding Rosina in his home, and he doesn't want her to meet anyone because he's going to marry her.
Side question:
Mm-hmm. He's old, she's young.
Don anything? Did that mean you're Italian and you had money? You were a dude with money?
It's like saying sir, like it's giving you a
so everybody, like a Mr. Bartolo?
It's almost like a higher.
That's what I mean. It's higher. So
a lot of priests were called, like you would say, Don to a priest.
Because I read the Brilliant Friends series.
Right.
And that took place in the 50s in the beginning, and they were all Don this and Don that. And then as the story ages in Italy, it ages sort of in real time from 1950 up till today. No one's calling anyone Don. Like, you're not Don Timpano.
I should be. You can call me that if you want, anytime you want. I'm happy to receive that title.
But like, even in the 50s, people were saying Don this and Don that.
Yeah.
And now you don't really hear it.
It's not Lorindo, it's Lindor.
Well,
Lindor.
Come on, I was thinking it was Lorindo.
No, it's Lindor.
Who's Lorindo?
Like the chocolate. I don't know. Lorindo's just...
Lindor.
Lindor, like the chocolate.
Okay.
Or like your friend.
Lindor?
Lindora. I think you know someone named Lindora.
Yes, I know of somebody named Lindor.
Anyways, the funny thing is, Amanda, when we were there at the opera, I rented opera classes.
How much were they?
They were $6.
Oh, well, that's also very economical.
We sat in the fourth ring, so we sat pretty high up.
Opera nosebleeds.
Pretty much. There's a fifth ring.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Trevor and I sat in the fourth ring. You and I sat in the fifth ring.
It was high.
So high. So I got opera glasses, and we have opera glasses. And
we do.
I was like, oh, why didn't I bring my opera glasses? And funny enough, Trevor's like, I have opera glasses too. Now, how many people have opera glasses?
Probably a lot, because we are people that have inherited things, because we are a generation that has inherited a lot of stuff from those post-war parents and grandparents, you know?
Why did everybody have opera glasses?
Well, that is the bigger question, because like we got opera glasses from people that lived in both New Brunswick, which I'm going to guarantee you there were no opera in New Brunswick, and they lived in Ontario, but not anywhere near the opera. Like, they lived out in the country in Ontario. So I don't know how often, if ever, those opera glasses got used. And also, opera's so specific. Like, it's not like... But maybe people would go to concerts and use them.
Yeah, I mean, why aren't we bringing them when we go see musicals, like to really see what's on stage? It's just to see the stage
Well, I've never
better.
been in a musical where there's a fifth tier.
No, but we've been to musicals where we've sat towards the back.
Yeah, but they also... Okay, concerts have screens So like when we went and saw Cyndi Lauper, you find yourself looking at the screen a lot because the screen shows what she's doing close up.
Sure. But we were at a smaller concert venue, too, when we saw her. Like, it wasn't like we were seeing U2 at the Sky Dome or something.
So if you saw U2 at the Sky Dome, would you bring your opera glasses?
No, because they televise it.
Screens.
They have screens. You're right, yeah.
So the opera does not have screens, right?
No, they don't have screens. Actually, I'm wrong. They have screens where they translate what's being sung in French and in English in this case here.
I gotcha. And then musicals are traditionally done more like a vaudeville style in smaller houses. So a musical is never really done for the fifth tier. It was done for a couple hundred people, maybe 1,000 at most.
I still want to bring opera glasses when we go see a musical.
Okay, no one's stopping you.
I feel like I'm being stopped.
They take up space in my house, so if they get used, all the better.
Where are our opera glasses right now?
In the office. I can tell you exactly where they are. They're by the window.
And they're white, right?
They are. They're like shell.
Do they have like mother of pearl?
Mother of pearl, yeah.
Do they have a stick?
Shell, as I call it.
A good old abalone, conch shell.
Shell. You say abalone? Abalone.
You say abalone?
Yeah,
I say
bologna.
abalone. No, abalone.
And you're Italian with the vowel. It's spelled abalone.
Yeah, that's not necessarily an Italian word, abalone. Like, I don't think that creature, it was named an Italian.
I've never heard anyone say abalone.
I say abalone.
I've only heard people say abalone.
I've only heard people say abalone.
Well, you're full of abalone.
Well, there you go. Remember who was it who had the album Avalon?
I don't know.
He had that like cool. He would be great on the podcast. Wasn't it that guy that is a little bit quirky?
Krista Berg.
No, the quirky guy. Your sister would like him. He does quirky.
Wilco.
And he has white hair now.
Beck. I don't know. I'm just shouting out things that hipsters used to like back in the 90s.
No, before that. I could just look it up. Anyways.
Wilco.
What's Wilco?
Oh, they were a band that middle-aged white guys like.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
I hope people are fast asleep at this point because I'm going to get a lot of heat on my Wilco dismissive comments.
The guy from Roxy Music, what's his name?
That does not help me. The guy from Roxy Music.
What's the guy's name from Roxy Music? He was in Roxy Music.
I don't know Roxy Music, Marco. Who was the
Brian
guy?
Ferry.
The Colgate Comedy Hour. There's a great sketch. This is a tangent. There's a great sketch. Oh, what's the name of the show? His name is Tim Robinson. And I find him, listen, you either love him or you don't, right. But I find him so unbelievably absurdist funny.
I did that this weekend with my nephew.
What? Colgate Comedy Hour?
Kind of.
And so he has a great sketch where people are playing the celebrity game, what you and I call this, he has it on his first show, and it's called I Think You Should Leave.
Yes.
It's on Netflix if you're still awake and you want to check it out. I Think You Should Leave, and you just want some fun sketches. It's the second to last episode, I think, or the last episode in that series. But he has a sketch where they're doing the celebrity game, and they're all like in their 20s, and this girl brings her aged, middle-aged man boyfriend who's not very kind to her and very much a know-it-all. And so his celebrities are...
We all know those people.
Yeah, and his celebrities are all... He's like into jazz. Are all people from the Colgate Comedy Hour. And he'd be like, you know him. He was on the Colgate Comedy Hour. And they're all like, I don't know. And they're like, Madonna, Sabrina Carpenter. And he's like, no, the Colgate Comedy Hour.
We were in the car, or I was in the car with
So I reference that whenever Marco wants to remember people. Like, he was in Roxy Music, which does not help me.
Brian Ferry is pretty well known.
Okay, Brian Ferry is known.
Right.
Yeah, what else? What did he sing?
Avalon. And he sang a couple other songs. Anyways, I was in the car with my sister, and my 11-year-old nephew was in the back.
Right.
And so we were talking about certain celebrities, and I was talking about who's married to Kurt Russell again?
Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn. And he's like, who's Goldie Hawn? I go, she was in Laugh-In.
I mean, he's 11.
He's like...
You and I, didn't you? Laugh-In wasn't even on TV when we were kids.
I know, I said that. He goes, what? I go, she was in Shampoo with Warren Beatty in the 60s.
Marco, you were just doing this to make yourself laugh.
And I was making myself laugh because I was in my mind, I was referencing that thing. And I
The
was
Colgate comedy.
and so then we were doing it with a bunch of celebrities like Steven Spielberg. And I'm like, he directed, and I wasn't using like Jurassic Park or E.T., things that he might be familiar with. I was
Right.
doing his like older
Yeah.
films.
You know,
And I was,
yeah. Makes me laugh.
but I was doing it with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. I was just giving like really old and obscure references. Or like, I thought, you've never seen Big Trouble in Little China? And he's like, no. And he's getting very upset.
He gets upset.
He gets upset. But
Say things like that to him.
oh, so fun.
And actually, he watches so many deconstruction YouTube videos. That's like all he watches. So he would probably know about some of those things because he's very into history and the history of pop culture.
I'm glad you mentioned YouTube because I'm working on our YouTube.
You mentioned YouTube.
Did I mention it off the top?
You were talking about wearing opera glasses to see U2 at I think you said Sky Dome.
No, but I'm talking
None
about...
of these things. It's not called the Sky Dome anymore. Colgate Comedy Hour.
I still call it the Hummingbird Center. It hasn't been or the O'Keefe Center. It hasn't been the O'Keefe Center.
From 1983.
So you mentioned YouTube.
Oh, YouTube, yeah.
And I'm working on getting our podcast on YouTube because there's a lot of listeners who listen at work or who listen on their computer or have friends who want to listen on their computer. And we only have a few episodes up there, so I'm going to put our catalog on there. So if you know somebody at work who might benefit from just hearing us chat and blather on about opera,
because
let them know.
YouTube would be more accessible for some people
than other
podcasting platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm working on that.
Wonderful. So there you go, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Just more ways to do this.
Yeah, so anyways, the opera was great.
Amazing.
I got the opera glasses. I went to I did a coat check too because I didn't want my coat around me. Because do you find this, Amanda, that a lot of places where you sit to watch performances, the seats are very tight and narrow, and so if you have any coat,
are we getting bigger, Marco?
I feel like they're tighter and narrower. I feel like when you go to an old theater, you've got space and you can hang a jacket off whatever.
I feel like they're tight and narrow, and also old theaters are tight and narrow because like Broadway theaters that were all built in like 1908, they're pretty tight. Those seats are tiny. Like there's not a lot of room.
Right.
And I say this because you and I went to 6 Broadway shows a few months ago, so that's all fresh in my mind. But newer theaters... Well, I don't know, because I would argue that some of the ones near my parents in Florida when they go to see shows are probably bigger and they're newer. But you're right. The Four Seasons, where the Canadian Opera Company performs, they're not the biggest seats.
No, they're not. So I didn't want my bulky winter jacket with me.
I always feel like the seats are tight. I do. I always feel like we're way too close to other humans right now, just in general.
Yeah. Anyways, there was no one sitting behind us, so Trevor and I in the second act moved to the row behind us.
You spread out. You man-spreaded.
We student show man-spread in the fourth ring, section C. We were in section B. So there we go.
So now, do you and Trevor have a plan as friends to go see other student matinees?
Yes, actually we do.
You're going to be those old guys that are like, oh yeah, it's like all of our high school and then these 2 dudes with their Abalone opera classes.
I believe they're shell. We were both disappointed that I didn't bring my niece and he didn't bring his daughter because we thought they would have really enjoyed this opera. So
What about our 11-year-old nephew, or how about our 3-year-old nephew?
I think you have to be in your teens to enjoy it.
Okay, what about our 15-year-old nephew?
Yes, I think he might. Listen.
We have a lot of nephews.
We have nephews, and I feel like opera is the kind of thing you either like or you don't, but you should see it once just to feel the experience of seeing an opera.
But I'm going to counter that and say should see it more than once.
Okay.
Because I have now seen that I can readily remember. It might be more if my memory's jogged, but that I can remember. I've seen 2 operas. It's not a lot. 2 operae?
Sure.
2 operas. Anyway, I've seen 2. With a lot of time in between. So we went to Nabucco, yeah. Nabucco. And years and years ago, there was an opera version of The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, right.
Way before the series. I mean, we're talking, this would have been done in like 2002.
Right.
2003. And a friend of mine he's just a friend that gets interesting opportunities all the time and so on. And we were all actors, and he was offered to be, basically they wanted 10 or 15 actors to move set pieces, and they wanted them all to be big, strong men wearing all black. So if you know Handmaid's Tale at all, that makes sense, right? Like, so they would move the set pieces, but also be this sort of like male presence.
Right.
With the women in the red coats and all that. So he was excited because that was his first equity acting job. So he got his equity card, which for an actor, when you go either union, it's a big deal. So we were all very excited for him at the time, because none of us were union at that time. So I went and saw him in it. I mean, it's like when you have a friend who does background work in a movie or a TV, and you're like, I think there he is. Like, it was like that.
Right,
which large man is he? So I saw that one, which was, let's be honest, not an uplifting, heartwarming romp. And then I saw Nabucco. So I think it's too bad I didn't see Barber of Seville, because that would have been more of one for me, I think.
I think so. I saw Pavarotti perform do you remember he would do these Pavarotti and Friends concerts?
Yep.
He would raise money for War Child was the charity.
Sure.
And I got press tickets because I had a radio show at my university, and I was able to get press accreditation because they didn't know it was a radio show at a university. They just thought it was Canadian press.
I love it.
And so I got to hang out backstage with all the performers, and I got a picture with Pavarotti, and I got to ask him questions. And
that's great.
Eric Clapton and a whole bunch of people.
That's wonderful.
Sheryl Crow, John Cicada, if you remember him.
Well, back then too, there was so many less. Like, now everybody has a website that they're reviewing or whatever. There were blogs for a long time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there still are. So now they probably are more stringent with that. But back in the day, you worked in radio.
Exactly.
Like, that was it. They didn't need to know it was York University radio.
Why are you shouting out my university?
Why not? Be proud. York University. I worked in radio. I worked for I worked for CHMA. You were CKDU? Was that you?
No.
Oh, that's my sister.
CHRY.
Oh, CKDU.
105.5.
CKDU must be Dalhousie.
What was your call numbers?
CHMA. I don't know. I don't remember. 90-something. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
CHMA. I'll look it up.
Well, it doesn't really matter.
I was a newsreader. I'd be like, good afternoon. Welcome to the news.
Wow.
That was my voice.
I wonder if you put people to sleep with your newscast.
I only had one person listen to me. And that was my friend Michelle. And she'd be like, I love your news voice.
Oh, that's great. Well, listen, I love your news voice too. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you get a chance to see opera, by all means, give it a shot.
Give it a couple of shots, because I'm still a few shots away from deciding if it's my thing.
Bring your Abalone opera specs.
Bring your abalone sandwich.
Bring your Brian Ferry CD.
Bring your niece and nephew so they can roll their eyes at you.
And enjoy your night at the opera. Until next time, we hope you were able to listen and sleep.